Hello.
Hello.
Look who it is.
I'm out.
He's out.
Again.
He's free
Oh,
again.
you've let me out twice in a month.
Well, that's your 6-month quote
That
today.
is,
Yeah,
okay.
which you'll all be glad to hear.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel terrible. So we're out today on this beautiful, sunny, crisp day. You may remember earlier in the year, I did a backpacking cheap versus expensive video, and this is the bikepacking version. We did mention we were going to do that, didn't we?
Yep.
And as you said, we waited till we get some good weather, because, you know, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
And we bought a cheap bike. You bought it on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace for £40. So it's a Rally Pioneer, I think, isn't it? It's quite old, but it's definitely, it seems like in good nick.
Yeah, we've tested it. We've done a few little things which we'll go over later to get it into good condition, but it's definitely going to qualify as a cheap bike. We've put some panniers on it. Basically, we're out today to see if this setup is workable and will help us have a successful bikepacking trip.
Yeah. And for comparison, I'm on your nice Kona with all your expensive stuff.
And my lovely seat. So Ross has got all the, I'm not going to say good, the expensive stuff.
The expensive stuff, definitely.
I've got all the cheap stuff.
Yeah. And we'll see how it goes.
We will. We'll see you in a bit. Tiny tractor. I want one, and so does Ross. Right.
Yeah, so just get going. We thought we'd better let you know of the route, and as I plan the routes, I will share the route with everyone. It's about 60 odd miles. We've kind of kept it flexible because, well, this is an experiment, isn't it, on this bike for you?
Yes, true,
If it is unrideable and uncomfortable and it, you know, you do yourself in after 30 miles, we can adapt things.
Yeah, that was the plan. It makes sense too, because I mean, we don't know. I mean, we've done some maintenance on this bike as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which I guess we'll talk about at some point.
Yeah.
But who knows? It could all fall to bits. So it shouldn't do.
We did all the maintenance ourselves.
You're better at maintenance. You know, you've done a lot of stuff to bikes, and I know nothing. So
basically, I just watch YouTube videos, tutorials every time I have to do something, and then forget it for the next time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I've already learned, although we've only just got started, I can tell the saddle's going to be a problem.
Well, because you're now riding without padded shorts.
I don't.
That's the GDBR, don't you? Which I think is fine if you've got this. I mean, I don't know how much that saddle was. That is a pricey saddle, isn't it?
I can't remember. I think it might have been around 100. It's not a cheap saddle, so I couldn't put that on really. I mean, this is just I don't know. It's a bit narrow, I think.
And it probably does need padded shorts for a long distance. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Restaurant.
Yeah. That's a farm shop.
That's a farm shop.
And
there's a bench.
Everything we need. Let's park the bikes on the bench.
Do you feel more comfortable now?
I don't know. I like the GoPro.
I know.
I've got a new camera.
You've got a new camera, which you might have noticed from the first shot.
Yeah, I've got a DJI Osmo
It felt
Pocket.
very close in. It was a close crop, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was distracted. I couldn't work it. I'm back to the old faithful GoPro. There's going to be a mixture of these shots.
Reward for our 2 miles of biking.
I know. Well, you've got to eat, haven't you? Oh, good. I just recorded loads of stuff and it wasn't even recording. I don't know how to use this camera at all. This is going to be a learning curve. I can do this. I can go down and up and left and right. And that's it. Less than a mile so far, but I like it already. I think it's an early 90s, at a guess, UK made rally bike. We all had rally bikes when I was younger. When we were kids, choppers, tomahawks, grifters. I never had a chopper. I always wanted one. I had a stupid grifter. That's not. I loved my grifter, and I sound really ungrateful. The bike's working fine so far. 6 gears. The lowest gear is a little tall, but workable. And 6 gear is all I'd need really, even for road riding. Such a smooth bike to ride. I don't know whether it's an aluminium or a steel frame. I'm guessing aluminium, but maybe someone knows. If you do, put it in the comments. A Raleigh Pioneer 120. It's weird having such narrow handlebars. I feel like a kid. This is what I used to feel like when I was a kid. The way I'm riding, I'm weaving all over the place. That looks like a Sylvanian family's cottage. It does, doesn't it? You'd know, you love Sylvanian families, don't you?
Got a good collection.
Have they got names?
Sylvanian families?
Yeah. Like Simon or Bob. Lavenham is full of these type of houses, really old, really nice little town. Ross has gone in the butcher's here to get steaks. I don't know anything about steaks. I've heard people talk about ribeye being good, so they better be ribeye. Find out soon, won't we? Steaks?
Expensive meat.
Is it? What cut did you get?
I've got a sirloin and a ribeye.
Ribeye!
Yeah.
I said ribeye. I did when you were in
give
there.
them both a go.
I don't know anything about steaks. I said I wanted a ribeye.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to get you some like off cut because obviously you're the cheap bike packing. So
Yeah, actually, yeah, yeah, I should have. Wow, look at this one. Problem is the GoPro distorts everything so much. All of these wonky houses look like every other house, don't they? So, update, we're about 15 miles in, 16,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, all going well so far. This bike, I really like it. The seat is causing me problems, but I predicted that.
Yeah.
The gears, it's got a six-speed bike. The lowest gear isn't low enough,
Yeah.
but it still works. The higher gears are fine. But I like the bike enough that I want to keep it now.
Yeah, it's a nice
I want another bike. This could
Yeah.
be the one. I was saying earlier, it's the one that you go down the shops with and you don't bother locking
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
You just leave it outside and, you know, there's freedom.
They
in
do
there.
say, don't they, the best bike security is having a bike that is
Nobody
desirable.
wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is.
Don't say it in front of it. The bike is desirable. Anyway, we better get moving. We've messed around for too long.
Yes, we'll
All your
carry on.
All your fault. I never mess around. Let's see how it does on gravel. Supposed to be a World War II bunker in here somewhere. This is some nice little wood. This would be a good place to camp, but way too early. Couldn't find it. Obviously too well hidden or overgrown maybe. Never mind, it was only a small diversion. I've got a stand on this bike and a click stand for this bike, and we lay them both on the ground. That's a mark of our intelligence. Okay, so we did do some work to this the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, so we spent a day on the bike, a few hours, just doing. First, we just cleaned it up. You know, that was the first thing, just see how everything was. The things we replaced. We replaced all the cables because we just might as well. They're quite cheap. We had them.
Yeah.
A lot of them were kinked and kind of had.
It's not worth
bends
messing around. It's
no.
an easy job, isn't it?
And it's always you then say if you go onto the gears, if you're having problems, you'll always go back to thinking it could be the cable. So it's easy just to do them to start with.
Yep. And then we did the pads, brake pads.
Did the brake pads.
And then the derailleur was, I suppose, the big, a big expense. It was £15 for a replacement derailleur.
So we replaced the chain and the derailleur just because that's the one thing we couldn't get right, just through cleaning and degreasing and all of that, was that we couldn't get it to shift smoothly and reliably. So we got a new derailleur.
Replaced it. I mean, it's brand new. It was 15 quid. The chain was 10. The brake cables, you could say 10 maybe.
Probably,
I mean, not even that. And with the cost of the bike, then I'm working out. We're into this for about £85. And
then the only other things we've used that I guess you'd consider are the bags, which are they're actually my ones that we had, but they're Decathlon's kind of mid-range bag.
And they're good bags. They're £20 each.
Yeah,
something
£20
like that.
each. And then obviously we'll go through what we've actually brought with us for camping later. So to make this bike suitable for bike packing, it's probably about £120.
120 quid. And I mean, I'm far enough into this now. We're 20 miles in.
Yeah.
This bike could pretty much go anywhere, really. That the Kona could. I mean, it's not going to go off-road like a mountain bike, but for gravel and road riding, this bike is completely fine.
And I think we'll say a bit about, probably talk about it later, but that is one thing you consider. You pick a route that's appropriate for your bike, don't you? To enjoy bike packing. If you try and do something that's way beyond your bike, you're just going to have endless mechanical issues and
no matter what bike you have and how much you spend on it.
Exactly.
Very, very pleased with this, and it is working. It's a success.
It's going well.
End of video. My shoes are in no way waterproof. That was a proper test. There was a lot of mud. I mean, I had to push for lots of that. That's down to the tyres. These are gravel tyres. What have they got? Schwalbe Marathons. Yeah, so it's got decent tyres on it, which is good for gravel, but in anything like slippery mud, they're not going to work. But then neither did these, and I mean, they're good tyres too.
Yeah.
But it did well. It was no problem. It's a nice frame, a nice strong frame. Everything seems to be working well.
Hopefully the theme of this video is going to be showing that you can get to bike packing with not any bike, but I guess any bike, as long as you get it running smoothly and can carry some bags.
It needs to be running smoothly. It can carry some bags, and that's the key thing. It's got to have the mountain points.
And then plan what you do on that bike according to the bike. And that's one thing we've done on this. I think that planning a manageable amount of miles for you and for the bike you're on, consider that as part of your route planning. I think this bike could go a long way, do many miles, but you just want to plan your route to suit the bike.
All in all, it's been a good route so far, and if you are getting into it and you live in this area, you can follow our route.
Will we allow them if it's good?
but I mean, do we get some sort of say over whether they could? Oh, you wanted money, I wanted the prestige. Kentwell Hall. What a mad looking place. So we've made it to Kentwell Hall.
We didn't know it was here.
No, we didn't.
We just stumbled across it.
Yeah, but it looks like a nice place to stop, so have a drink and whatever else. There's a mad looking wooden structure over there, which we will definitely be showing you.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is. So we're going to have a little break. We're about, 25 miles?
Yeah, something like that,
It's
still
still going well.
Bit, but it's, light until 9 o'clock or something.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time,
Plenty of time,
No rush today. But it's all going well so far.
Yeah, it's a nice ride, isn't it? Mix of terrain. The road bits, some road bits have been horrible.
I have to say, I honestly, I've ridden a lot in different places, and Britain is just not good on the roads. People don't
these kind
like
of,
you.
Like B roads between very busy places. Well, small towns, I guess, but
Yeah.
busy enough that the traffic's just constant,
Mm.
and people just don't want to wait at
No.
all. And we've been, we're not going for any, Strava King of the Mountains. We've been
No.
pulling over a lot. We're letting people
Yeah,
through,
yeah.
but there's only so much you can do that while actually still making some progress.
And you shouldn't,
No.
that's the thing. But the amount of close passes, we must have had
Yeah.
a dozen today.
So we were trying to turn right, which in the UK is against, through traffic. Cut our arms out, indicated both of us, and 3 cars just bombed past,
Yeah.
effectively, on the inside.
And they
it's
really
just,
shouldn't, should they? I mean,
just
that's
crazy
so
because
dangerous.
and then the problem is you become hesitant because what you should really do is, put your arm out, indicate, check over your shoulder, and then move out confidently to let people know what you're doing. But you hover because you know that people are likely to bomb past you, and then they probably see you hover and then take their opportunity to bomb past you.
It's
But
not good. It's not good.
Yeah,
and I'm noticing it, like I say, more. I don't want to pick on Britain, but
There's definitely a culture. It's prevalent online and all sorts where there's just this dislike, hatred
hatred of
almost of
cyclists.
cyclists, and I think it spills over into people kind of just dehumanising. They
Yeah.
see someone on a bike, don't they? And I think they just don't even
it's
think of it as a
instant,
person.
instant hatred. And I mean, and what they're doing is they're putting our lives at risk all
just,
the time. And it's not
save
good.
themselves
Yeah.
20 seconds. It's
Yeah.
mad. But
I mean,
anyway.
none of these people. We're
No,
preaching
well,
to the
I'm
converted
hoping
here,
we are,
aren't
because
we?
you would think if
Yeah.
people are watching a bikepacking channel, they
Yeah.
have
Or-
a sympathetic attitude towards cyclists. At
Or
least.
maybe they're watching this bikepacking channel just to
At
increase
hate.
their hatred.
Maybe.
If you're doing that, then
Well, you would be the person to watch for that then.
oh. Looking back, don't know what type of cow that is. What do you think?
Don't know.
Nice. That'll stay in, won't it?
Yeah. A Suffolk brown.
Suffolk Brown. Look at those Suffolk Browns. Low-horn Suffolk Brown.
Yeah, that's the one.
There we got it. Time to go. I dare you to ride up onto the back of that truck.
Up and then jump it off.
Yeah, go on.
Sick trick.
Do it, please. I'll stay here and film it. Go, go. Come on, you can do it. Oh, I thought he was going to. I really thought he was going to. Bread pudding, coffee, as per usual. You've eaten all yours because you eat like a gannet. What did you think of it?
Lovely.
You like bread pudding? First time?
No, I've had it before.
Have you? Oh, I thought you said it was your first time.
No. No.
Let's cook. Just had 2 slices of bread pudding, 4 coffees, it was 11 quid and it was really nice. Recommended. You can't ride past the brewery and not get a couple of beers. We got 2 each.
Yeah.
Raspberry milk stout and an IPA.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you tell we're playing around with a new camera?
Yes, just trying to get the gimbal right. There we go. Perfect. Probably 30 miles in and it's going well. This has been a beautiful area. We're in the Dedham Vale now,
Yeah.
so this is like really spectacular. You would have seen some. I'm sure I
Such
filmed
a
some.
nice evening as well now, isn't it?
Perfect. Yeah, and it's nice and cool. This is
Perfect.
just
Yeah.
as good as it gets. As much as I moaned earlier,
Yes.
When you're on quiet roads in Britain, it's fantastic, especially when the weather's good, which it is. So how are you getting on with my bike? Ross is on my Kona Sutra.
Yeah, it's going really nice. I mean, it's a lovely bike to ride.
I really like it. It'll do everything well. It's a
Yeah.
do everything bike. And he's got my there's the tail fin panniers on it and my Swift Industries bag. And yeah, I mean, I'll show you a few close-ups of it. But this is the bike I'll be taking on the Trans Am, basically. It won't be in this guise. It'll have different tyres on and mud guards and maybe another front rack. But yeah, I love that bike. So anyway, we're going to keep going. We don't know where we're staying tonight. I guess we're going to keep going until we've had enough, really.
Yeah.
So we shall see you soon. So we're on another bridleway.
Yeah.
And they've been good, haven't they?
They have been. I planned the route with, aiming for a few of these.
Yeah.
To give that bike a test on some sort of a bit of gravel, and they've been good ones, haven't they?
Yeah, really good. In general, this area, very good. There's a dragon over there. So that little clip of a window where you didn't see anything, and Ross will put the actual picture up on the screen, yeah?
Yeah, and the clip we showed of
the dragon,
the dragon is carved into the hillside. It all kind of stems from, there's a local legend. So we're in Wormingford, and before we were in Bures, something like that. I think we now, we are now in Essex. So both of them have a legend of a dragon encounter sometime in sort of medieval history, which is possibly the same story told in two different places. So this place we're in is called Wormingford. This is Wormingford Church, and it used to be called Withmondford. It used to be called, and it gained the name Wormingford because it had an encounter apparently with a worm, but I assume it's pronounced like that because it's Wormingford.
Oh, W-Y-R-M.
So a worm, which was a serpent or a dragon. So this was apparently in the 13th century, and as it said, there's parallels to the story told in Bure, round down the road. I'm gonna have to just read this because it's just too much.
It's fine, yeah.
So a dragon terrorised the locals despite their attempts to pierce its hard, scaly skin. Yeah. So in the you're going to have to be holding that camera there for a little while. So
okay,
get
good.
Comfortable.
I will. I'll change hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the early decades of the 13th century, King John established a royal menagerie at the Tower of London. So this is where it's believed that the story of the dragon stems from.
Right.
Because as a gift from... Oh no, so that's it. Sorry. So he developed the menagerie there, but actually legend says that even earlier than that, Richard the Lionheart, who... I think you visited the grave, didn't you?
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
weird how these all
they all
line
tie
up.
together.
He used the tower
Yeah.
to keep a crocodile that was a gift from King Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt.
Of course.
So, and the reptile is said to have grown to monstrous proportions, being kept in the tower, and escaped.
Right.
It was then spotted, it went down the River Thames.
Oh dear.
And made it to the River Stour.
It survived being in the Thames.
So it goes. So, over time, the dragon was the serpent, the crocodile, was said to be spotted on the banks of the River Stour, which is just here, and apparently appeared in Withmondford, now Wormingford, and unacquainted with this unusual beast, the locals believed the ravaging reptile with its sharp teeth, sweeping tail, and all but impenetrable skin was a dragon.
Yeah, I could see why they think that. Yeah.
So attempts to fight the beast were unsuccessful. And as the story goes, everything has to go grim, doesn't it, in these times?
Yeah.
So they sacrificed virgins to appease it.
Well, that's not grim.
To satiate the monster's hunger.
Oh my God,
but
it was a crocodile.
It did not It was
Yeah.
unsatiated.
Unsatiable.
Insatiable.
Yeah.
Yes,
Insatiable.
exactly.
I don't know if that's right.
So then the villagers begged for help from local knight Sir George Marney.
Oh.
And much like his namesake, St. George,
Yeah.
Sir George vanquished the dragon with little effort.
Did he?
You'll be pleased to know.
What did he do? He just killed a
Stabbed it with
crocodile.
a sword, I
Yeah.
assume.
Why didn't they get him before they fed the virgins to him?
It's probably cheaper.
I think they liked sacrificing virgins. I hear it all too often.
It comes up everywhere.
For
doesn't
very
it?
minor things, like, you know, like
A bad harvest, more is the
bad
thing,
harvest.
isn't it?
Yeah, kill virgins.
Yes, and so from that joyous day, Widmundford
Yeah.
has been known as Wormingford. And over
Wow.
700 years later, the story was commemorated in a stained glass window,
Which you can't
which
see.
we can't see, but you will see a picture of from inside.
Excellent.
Given in thanks to those that fought another cruel and deadly enemy during the Second World War. I feel like the fight in the Second World War was far more worthy of
Yeah.
commemorating
Than stabbing a crocodile. Yeah, I'd say so. Well, that dragon we saw on the hill, wasn't crocodile shaped, does it?
No, it wasn't.
No, so they've just translated it. They've made
Exactly.
it into a dragon now.
Oh yeah, that whole story is probably nonsense. It was a dragon, I think.
Yeah, it probably was, yeah.
Yeah, what is it now? 7:45. We've got to find somewhere to camp and eat.
Yeah. Just to show you don't need fancy bike computers or anything, you can use your phone for navigation. I mean, it uses the battery, but as long as you've got a power bank, you can keep it charged up. I think the bike computers, like my Wahoo, is not as good as the phone for navigation, but it has the bonus of using very little battery, so it's better for multi-day trips. But to be honest, for 1, 2, 3 day trips, phone is better. So we're now riding towards a campsite to see if it's open, and if it is, we'll stay there, but if it isn't, we'll find somewhere to wild camp tonight. It's 10 minutes away, so we'll soon find out. Campsite was too busy, too many kids, too noisy. So we're looking for somewhere to wild camp. It's getting late, so we need to find somewhere soon. So we found a place.
We have.
It took a while,
It did.
but I think we've done well because we're on like a footpath, but it's late at night and no one's going to come along here. So now we've got to get cooking because we've got quite a complicated meal to
Yeah,
cook.
nice stuff, but
Nice
it shouldn't
stuff.
take too much effort. It's just steaks and
Not too much effort for me.
Well, yeah, you're going to be doing your starters, aren't you?
Am I?
Yeah.
What are we having a starter? Did you say? Am I really doing starters?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
We
fair
thought
enough.
we'd do. Yeah, we were going to do like slightly fancy food, but it's not really fancy. We're just doing fried halloumi to start
it?
off. Yeah.
Fantastic. I like
And
it.
then with a little salad thing with it, and then,
Yeah, and then the £13 steaks.
£13 steaks. Yeah,
Yeah,
massive.
each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like good steaks, but hopefully we can actually cook them properly because I've only got one little pan of that titanium thing of yours, which is just.
We've got a normal frying pan, haven't we?
We've got a normal frying pan and
Yeah.
that, yeah, but we'll have to do them one at a time.
So, chairs. The
Chairs.
chairs. See, this is the battle, cheap versus expensive, and it is a battle. So I've got this Alp Kit stool, which I bought for £20. Ross has my Helinox Chair Zero, which is £150. It keeps going up. It's ridiculous. This stool, done. Look at that. And you know what? It's really comfortable. I'll sit here and watch you
Struggle.
struggle with the expensive chair. I like that chair, but there's no way I'd pay 100 and... Well, I did, didn't I? I did pay that. I don't know what I was thinking.
This was in your uber lightweight.
Yeah, that was
Obsession,
going to be
wasn't
for the PCT. And I was going to take a chair. But to be fair, this, I would use this now. This is actually very comfy. And all you need to do is get your arse off the ground. It's very nice. Actually, you were quick.
It is comfy.
this is all you need. This is better. So this is cheaper, 20 quid, 150. Don't buy that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion. Get one of these for 20 quid. And like I said, you just want to get your bum off the floor and stretch your legs out. This might come with me on the Trans Am. So let's do stoves. This one we bought ages ago. We may have bought this between us. And this is a Van Gogh canister stove. I mean, it's really nice. It's got a proper igniter. It's not particularly light, but then it's got a nice big place for the pans as well, which the more expensive ones don't. So this again it's had lots of use.
Yeah.
And how much was it? Do you remember?
No, we said we can look it up.
It was
so
cheap,
a lot of
wasn't
this stuff will be the same as the
cheap
backpacking video, and we did definitely go into it in that one. It wasn't expensive. It was something like £20, maybe even less than around that price.
I think it was, but this is very reasonable. It does a good job.
Yeah, very good. And it's actually, like you said, you know, if you're not obsessed with lightweight, super minimalist packing, which you don't really need to with bike packing. That's the difference with bike packing and backpacking. We keep saying bike packing, but bike touring, whatever
you want to call
it. Whatever, because
yeah.
I think technically your setup is closer to bike touring with the panniers than I think bike packing is more in line with the frame. I think that's what people say, but
maybe
doesn't really
bike
matter.
travelling. Let's just do
bike
that.
travelling.
Yeah, this though is very good.
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
like I said, it's actually a better stove than this. This is the MSR Pocket Rocket, isn't it? Not the deluxe one, the just regular. But
very true. And then frying pans. This is just a cheap frying pan. But it works because it's got a non-stick coating. Whereas if you saw the debacle when I tried to cook pancakes on this titanium one, it doesn't work. So this was expensive. I think this is like 50 quid for these.
Wow.
I know. And it doesn't work. So halloumi, we're going to fry that. Ross is boiling water.
ready for potatoes.
Ready for the potatoes. Flipping heck, this don't take long, does it? This looks good, and I am going to crack open a beer.
Yeah.
So we got raspberry
God,
stout, or we got tropical IPA. What goes best with beetroot and halloumi?
I'm going for the tropical IPA because it was already out.
Mate, that is 7.5%.
Is it really?
Yeah, I know you. You're going to be hanging after that.
7.5%.
You're going to be swearing and trying to fight things.
God, that's nice.
The orange.
I forgot how nice halloumi was. I haven't had that in ages.
This is so good. Oh my god.
I know.
That is massive.
Yeah, we could literally have one
Between us.
between us. Yeah. Okay.
This is ridiculous, is it? Oh, you are kidding me. Oh.
It's a lot of steak.
I'll try. I don't think I can eat all that. Nice.
So we just kind of chucked everything in the pan. Here's mine. I've just done the sirloin, which is under here, mushrooms, tomatoes, new potatoes, all kind of seared up together. Oh.
That steak is the biggest. I'm never going to eat all that.
No, I know.
Not a chance. I will try. I think a fox is going to be eating some of that. Good.
That steak is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to flip this somehow. How on earth am I going to do that? How did you do it?
But,
What, and just flipped it on top of everything else?
yeah, and then found a gap for it.
It's thin, man. This is insane. Oh my god. Look at it. I can't find a gap for this. How did you do it?
I think I just wormed its way in there. But
Worm. Serpent. You serpented your way in. I didn't know a worm was a serpent.
no, I didn't.
W-Y-R-M.
No, I've literally never heard that.
Oh no. No! No. No mushroom. left behind.
Something keeps moving there. I think head height. It keeps making me think something's come around the corner.
Yeah. Could it be wraith?
A wraith.
Yeah. A wraith is like a ghost, isn't it?
Could be.
This is haunted, this whole area, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. There was a legend where a farmer used to bring women, put them to work. He didn't kill them or anything, but putting women to work warrants a ghost.
I will have to look at that.
Not the bit when I say it's a wraith,
Yeah.
because wraith is a good word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I like the word wraith.
What's your favourite ghostly word? Don't say wraith, because that's mine. Spectre?
Oh, I was going to say spectre. I like
Really?
poltergeist as well.
Poltergeist is good.
Ghoul. It's not really a ghost, is it?
No. Isn't it?
I think so.
I'm filming all this. So here we go. Here's mine. This is half of my steak. I've had to cut it up to cook it. It is huge. I'm going to try and eat all of it. I'm going to fail, I'm afraid.
Really, you can tell it's a really high quality steak. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got different, if you had ribeye, I had sirloin, but the sirloin was lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Good.
to you.
Good ride.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
Now, but we've been talking about the bike and the gear and whatever. This bike for 85 quid, I think it could do anything that the Kona can do. That's the truth.
Yeah.
At the moment, the Kona's got better tyres on, so it's a little more capable on gravel and mud and whatever else, but you could put them on this. So, yeah, I mean, the truth is, you could spend £85 on a bike and just get going. I think this is the perfect type of bike to get, isn't it?
I think it does show that the bike is almost something that you can just get anything you've got and get going. The bike itself,
Yeah.
you know, I think it is. I think you can, as long as it's reliable, everything works.
Yeah.
You kind of, as long as it's a bike that, you know, you can fit a pannier rack and you can fit some bags.
Yeah, it's
and
got the
everything.
mounting points.
Yeah.
Most have, haven't they? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, any bike will do, really.
Yeah.
There's a base level of gear, and we've said that
Yeah.
before.
One thing is, you had a backpack today, but only because we just need somewhere for the camera gear, which
Yeah.
is obviously not something most people would be thinking about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have had a backpack.
No.
And I do think, you know, I've seen on videos and articles and things like, you know, about getting into bikepacking, just take a backpack. But I just don't think that's fun. Riding with a backpack on, it's you know, you get hot, you get sweaty, it's uncomfortable. I think you can get quite basic pannier rack, you can get quite basic panniers, but just put the weight on the bike. Don't put it through you. That's the beauty of bikepacking or bike
that's the
touring,
point, isn't it?
Is the bike? Yeah, you don't have to take the weight. The bike does.
Yeah, it does
know.
all the work. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I think that is definitely something worth doing. Just set the bike up, even if it's in a really simple way, just so that can carry your stuff for you. It's just been a great day. You know, we've only done, I reckon, maybe 50 miles or so. We've got a few, you know, a bit more to do in the morning. Yeah, that was over about 8 hours of riding with some stops. You know, like we, you know, stopped for a couple of drinks. You know, it's just such a nice thing to do. If you're thinking about getting into bikepacking, I hope that this shows that you can just find a bike,
You can
get
do
a few bits and do it. And it really isn't something that costs a lot to get into.
No.
And it is such a nice way to get around. And I think you pay attention to so much more when you're riding around. You really, you know, you travel quite a long way, even if, you know, we're not aiming to do, you know, some people do 100, 150 miles a day, you know, really big, you know, these big rides. Even just today, 50 miles, you know, we've seen so many different places.
Exactly, that's
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
ridden through
Yeah.
different weather, different, you know, just everything. You really do.
50 miles is achievable, really, for even a beginner.
I think you
with
know,
enough time.
with enough time,
Yeah.
taking some breaks and taking it easy. And
And now look where we are. We're in a beautiful place, listening to owls, having something to eat. If it's something you're thinking about doing, just go for it. Give it a try. But you need very basic equipment, but you do need the right equipment.
Yeah.
Don't just go throwing a backpack on your back
Yeah, I think that's
and
it,
bringing
yeah.
giant sleeping bags. We'll show you some of the gear in a minute. You need to put some money into it, but really not a lot. So, now, saying that, I'm going to eat my
finish your
skate.
steak. I'm going to try a little bit of this.
Ribeye.
Yeah.
See what you think of it compared to your sirloin.
It's so good. good.
It is, isn't it?
Wow.
Good. So I can
Very
eat
good.
this and then drink a beer, and then we'll show you some of the sleeping equipment.
Yeah.
Although not the tents. We were saying that, like, if it's a nice night and you get the opportunity to cowboy camp, which means just sleeping pad and sleeping bag, no tent, you need to take advantage of it in the UK. But Ross will put pictures of the tent that we recommend for this. We've used it in the cheap backpacking challenge. It's the OEX Bobcat. I think it might be £100 now. I paid 65 quid for it. It's a good tent. It's perfect for bikepacking. Yeah.
It's really good.
You're just not going to see it tonight. See you in a bit.
I think that was good. That beer had completely gone to my head.
Yeah. I didn't see it. You did well. In fact, you were talking. I was thinking, he's talking more fluidly. Yeah, you were getting your points out. Maybe you should be drunk more often.
7.4%. That is strong.
Mental, isn't it? Well, I've nearly finished this one.
You're kind of, I don't know what the word, acclimatized to alcohol.
Yeah, I know.
Now. I don't drink ever now.
No, you don't, do you?
What's the other one?
That was lower.
5.5.
Yeah. Oh, you tapped it. Nice.
Do you tap it?
So this is a raspberry stout. What the hell can that be like?
Oh. I don't know if I like stout.
No?
No, actually, that's nice. The raspberry.
You changed your mind quick there.
Well, I don't. I
And then just
previously, I don't think I was a fan of stout, and that first little sip, I wasn't sure. But raspberry.
Am I your best mate?
It's nice. Yeah, I think it's nice. It's nicer probably after a 7 point whatever this percent this is.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
I think after that everything tastes good. That is crazy. 7.5%.
These IPAs now, they're making them so strong.
They don't taste strong though.
No, they don't.
They go down easy.
They're nice. Right.
Was it still filming?
Yeah. Right, so we're ready for bed. Ross has got my Thermarest X-Lite sleeping pad, a snug pack pillow, and my wonderful Enlightened Equipment quilt. I've got a Trekology sleeping pad and X-Ped pillow and this Alpkit cloud cover quilt, which isn't rated to be as warm, but it's not a cold night. The quilt was £100 and it's well worth spending. If you're going to spend any money, spend it on the quilt. Mummy sleeping bags are too constricting for me and too bulky. This is a down quilt and it was, like I say, £100.
Yeah.
The sleeping pad was £40.
Some people might be fine with the mummy bag. Basically, I think it's worth saying, especially if you're going for more than one night.
Yeah.
You need to sleep, and you need to sleep comfortably.
Yes.
So that's a good place to spend a little bit of money to make sure you get a proper night's
You need to experiment a little bit. For me, I like having a quilt. I like the freedom of being able to stick my legs out. And down compresses so small. The pad, I would put this on the same level as the X-Lite one. The X-Lite is probably £150 now. This £40. It's been extremely good. I'm very impressed with it. So that's the Trekology. So, you know, here you've got £40, £100, tenner for the pillow, £150. I would say that's a good setup. This would work for the summer, probably not for the winter, but you could supplement it maybe. It's about 11:15, amazingly.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful evening. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning.
Morning.
How was your night?
It was really nice, actually. Really good. Yeah. It was that was a nice quilt.
Yeah.
Very
that
warm.
is. Yeah, it really is. I was just about warm enough with that one, with this coat on. So I had a good night too.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for
a
me.
couple of times. It was really nice, actually. I woke at 2 or something, and you know, because when we settled, it was cloudy, so you couldn't really see the stars, could you? And then it was really clear in the middle of the night. You could see everything. It was really nice.
It was nice, yeah. It was a good night.
So just something really nice when you wake up and you sort of, you have that moment where you realise where you are.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm
in the middle of a field, yeah.
with the stars. It's nice. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't put up the tents.
Yeah, that's right. Like we said last night, if you can just cowboy camp in the UK, you've got to take advantage of it.
Do you?
And then the bike fell over in the middle of the night and woke us up, didn't it?
That was strange. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sat there for what, like 8 hours without problem, nearly,
And then just fell
and
over.
then just fell over. And it wasn't windy, so I don't
Badgers.
know. Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, we're going to pack up. We're just drying some stuff out in the sun now because everything gets damp with condensation.
Yeah.
Going to drink this coffee.
Yep.
Which there's no coffee in here. Look, I drank it all. I'm pretending I got some. And then we're going to pack up and get moving. We haven't got far to go today, have we?
No, really, not very far. We did most of it yesterday. I think in the end we were searching further than I thought we would for a camp spot, and we just carried along the route. So
Which is good, really,
it's like
isn't
10,
it?
15 miles, if that. I think something.
I like
around
it like that. The first
Yeah.
day is always the day to get the mileage
Yeah,
in, isn't
definitely.
it?
When yeah.
Oh no, it's not real, is it? So, I've mentioned my new camera, and this is it. It's the DJI Pocket 3. Learning how to use it. It seems pretty good though. It's not like a action cam, so you have to be careful with it. I'm likely to break it a few times, but I've taken out the protection cover. So there you are, you turn it on like this. Seems like a cool camera though. And it just puts itself away, which is quite cool. So that's that. There we go, we're all packed up and now to head out.
7 o'clock.
Is it really? That's
Just gone
good.
7, yeah. So.
Excellent, good. So yeah, we're going to head off now. We'll show you some stuff on the way and then see you at the van, I guess.
Yep.
Good enough?
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So we're back at the van.
Yeah.
Bikes are in. Just. And now we're going home. But what a ride. Awesome. Loved
Yeah,
it.
it was really nice.
And we had a
yeah.
great camp spot. The bike, this bike, the rally was fantastic. That's the kind of bike that you need if you want to get into bikepacking, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you want to get into it, but without, you know, a big cost,
A
big,
commitment,
you know,
yeah.
especially at the start, just get a solid, reliable, decent bike that can carry some bags and yeah.
And like we said earlier,
go.
these bikes are in a lot of people's garages and sheds.
Yeah,
doing
they are,
nothing. They're just like standard. They were everywhere. Everyone had one of these,
Yeah.
didn't they? So it could be a relative or a friend. I mean, ask around. There we go. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.